And action. Okay. So this is gonna be somewhat unusual video for me. I've been tagged by Skinslip about, I don't know, three weeks ago maybe. I'm so late because I didn't even realize that I had been tagged until a couple of weeks after the video was uploaded in which I was tagged. And the topic or whatever is 15 horror movies that you own on Blu-ray from the past 15 years. I don't know who started this. Maybe Aaron Pin. Maybe. Anyway, it's a pretty specific sort of subject or specific category, whatever, of movies for me, because I said that in the or I wrote that in the description on Skinslip's video that, you know, I might not even have 15 movies from the past 15 years horror movies on Blu-ray, but I had to look through my movies, and turns out I have 5 of them. Well, so I'm gonna have to show those, and then what? Well, he proposed the idea that, well, if you don't have 15, then you could sort of fill it out or whatever with movies that you would like to own on Blu-ray, horror movies from the past 15 years. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I have 5 of them here. That definitely fits, I guess. But anyway, and then I have a few which I don't know if they do, but I thought that I would show them anyway. And then I have here on the laptop 10 titles that I would like to own on Blu-ray. So I guess we'll just start with the 5 ones that I do own that I can talk a little bit about. So first of all, we have Triangle, which is a bit of a supernatural horror thriller slasher, which I did see. I've only seen it once, not this Blu-ray actually. I saw it with my cousin back maybe 5 years ago, which we enjoyed it, but I was not really blown away by it. I actually think I might have bought this from a YouTuber a couple years ago, but I never checked the movie out again. I don't know if I will, to be honest. I mean, I don't feel like I need to. It is a movie that if you watch it the second time, you will view it differently, based on how the movie ends. You will view it differently when it starts the next time, which will make perfect sense if you've seen it. But yeah, I've not seen this in a few years, like I said, but I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. And then we have a really creepy movie called The Orphanage, which was actually one of the 3 first Blu-rays that I ever owned. I got this for Christmas one year along with a Blu-ray player, so this was my first experience with Blu-ray, which you know, it's a good movie. It's, like I said, really creepy. It has a couple scenes which really creeps me out, even though I haven't seen this in maybe I don't know, I think I got it on the Christmas of 2011 maybe, so I haven't seen it since then, but I do remember this, especially one scene or one thing that happens a little while into the movie, kind of like a twist, I suppose, which still, when I think about it, it's kind of scary actually. Scary stuff. Anyway, next one is a South Korean movie, I believe, and it's not an all-out horror movie, but it definitely has some horror influences. It's a pretty violent movie. It's I Saw the Devil, and it says here from the director of Old Boy, which is not correct. I don't know why it says from the director of Old Boy, but this yeah, I've seen it a couple times. I think I've seen it 2 times, and it's a really good movie, really violent, like I said, but mainly I suppose it's a crime thriller, revenge flick. Some dark comedy in there, some great scenes, some good cinematography. There's this one scene that I remember people talking about when this movie came out, and it's one of the scenes that I think about still, where this person is being slaughtered in a moving car, I think, by the killer, I guess, and the camera is circling them, you know, around the car as that happens, which I still haven't seen that in a few years, but I still, you know, how did they do that? It's a pretty cool scene. 4th one here is Dead Snow 2. This is the Norwegian release of a Norwegian movie. I'm not from Norway, but this I think I said this before when I talked about the movie in a regular video, I suppose, that I feel like it's, I mean, this has gotten some rave reviews or whatever. People have raved about it, have gone on and on about it, which I can understand. I mean, if you're a gorehound or horror fan, it is, you know, has a lot to offer. I mean, in terms of gore and violence and humor too, and just overall enjoyable scenes. But I feel like the first one has other things to offer that this one doesn't. I mean, the first one is, in a way, a more solid movie because it's got better cinematography and it's just put together better. I mean, the locations they used for the first one is much better. Some of the things in the second one, in that sense, it feels kind of like it's little inferior to the first one. But yeah, I do think that it's slightly better than the first one, just because it's just so much fun. You know, it's good, but some scenes where they filmed it, the locations, and I don't know, it just feels kind of generic. But the gore and the humor is great. So anyway, we have last one here, The Conjuring, which is another pretty creepy movie. Well, the first one being The Orphanage. Yeah, a couple scenes here which definitely creeped me out, you know, these are not my favorite kinds of horror movies. I like the kind of gross out movies with, you know, practical effects, creature effects, body horror, splatter, that kind of stuff. You know, movies from the 80s, for example. I enjoy them a lot. And these newer ghost stories, they don't really interest me that much generally. But this one I was definitely interested in seeing, and it was a creepy movie. I don't think I will revisit it, but anyway. So I mean, I talked for a while about those, but I guess I will be more brief with the remaining titles. I thought that I would show this. I've not seen it yet, but it's mainly a comedy. It's a vampire comedy. I don't know to what extent this is going to be horror, because I've not seen it yet, but it is What We Do in the Shadows. It's still sealed, so I can't really say anything about it. Then we have those few titles that I do own on Blu-ray from the past 15 years that are not really horror, but, well, this first one is in a way, but it's a TV show. It's The Walking Dead, the first three seasons. I don't know if I would say that it's horror. It's definitely, it's zombie, of course, and some horror influences. It's not really a scary show. It's just that it has zombies and blood, but it's not really that scary. So I don't know if it's horror, but anyway, this doesn't really fit. But you know, Godzilla, just thought I'd show it. Same with these next two, Pan's Labyrinth. Some scary scenes in that one, and this one maybe I shouldn't even show this because it's not really horror. But Killer Joe. So there we go, that's the ones that I own. Besides that, well, I have horror on Blu-ray, but those are older movies. Now we'll move on to the 10 titles that I would like to own on Blu-ray. So we'll start with the Saw movies. I do have the first three at least on DVD. I don't know if I have more of them on DVD, I can't remember. I think I see Saw 4 up there actually, but it might be an X-rental. But I would like to own the Saw movies, the complete box set of the Saw, you know, the box set containing all of the Saw movies on Blu-ray. Yeah, I don't even think I've seen all of them. Well, I know I've not seen all of them. I think I saw the 5th and 6th, but I only saw the death scenes, the torture scenes. The rest was uninteresting to me. But I would like to see the first 3 again. And why not do that on Blu-ray and then continue with the rest that I haven't seen properly. So that's the first one, Saw. Also Wreck. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to write the titles here or anything because I can't edit at the moment. But I think you will know what movies I'm talking about for the most part. Wreck, the Spanish movie, which had a few sequels. I've seen the second one, but mainly the first one is the one that I would like to see again. I did talk about Wreck in a video of mine back in 2009, I think. I think it's called Recent Rentals or something, and that was one of the movies that I had rented, and I talked about it there. So yeah, 2009, and I haven't seen it since. I remember looking for it maybe a year after that on DVD, but I couldn't find it, and then I just kind of gave up. Of course, it's easy now to. I mean, that was before I turned 18, I guess, so I couldn't order myself from Amazon, but now I can and have been able to do for a long time, and I could have ordered Rec a long time ago, but I just haven't. But I would like to see that movie again, and then I think that I would definitely go with the Blu-ray. Then we have a new movie called It Follows, which has not even been released yet, I don't think. At least not, definitely not over here, and I don't think in the UK even. Maybe in the US, I don't even know. But it's a new movie anyway. Has gotten some pretty good reviews. I don't know too much about it, but it's supposed to be pretty good. Along with the next one here, the Babadook, which everyone has been talking about, so not much to add. I heard some people saying, quite a few people saying that it's not just a monster movie. That's not why it's scary. It's scary because it deals with mental illnesses, which frankly is a reason. I mean, I do want to see this movie, but I'm kind of like almost on the fence of wanting to or not or whatever, just because it deals with depression or whatever it is it deals with, because that stuff is way scarier than any monster, you know. So I don't necessarily like watching that kind of stuff if it deals with that. I would like to check it out though. Anyway, next one is completely different. Tucker and Dale versus Evil, which is a horror comedy, but still horror, I guess. But it's mainly a comedy. But I did see that a few years ago, and it was good. I enjoyed it a lot, and I would like to see that again. I don't remember too much from it even. I mean, I remember that it was good, and I remember the general comedic tone of it, but I don't remember exactly what happened, more than just a few snapshots and a few scenes. Then we have The Others, which is a movie with Nicole Kidman, I believe, that I'm pretty sure I saw clips from that. I saw parts from that on when it was aired on the TV, like a long time ago, a decade ago, I'm sure. And there was something about that which I think it was The Others. I think something about those scenes that just seemed so unbelievably scary at the time. And I do hear that people like that one, but I haven't seen it. But I would like to, for sure. But I don't know too much about it, so I can't really say more than that. Then we have Planet Terror. I guess I would like to own Death Proof on Blu-ray too. I have the two of them on DVD, but I'd like to own them on Blu-ray. But Planet Terror is the only one that I'm going to talk about here, because Death Proof, not really, is quite violent, but it's not a horror movie. But Planet Terror is more of a horror movie. And actually, when I watched them a few years ago, I was definitely partial to Death Proof. There was just something about Planet Terror that I was not a big fan of. But thinking back on the movie, I think that I would have been a bigger fan of it these days. I don't know. It's just there were just a few scenes which, when I think back on them, they were quite cool, really violent, really gory, and a lot of fun stuff happened, if I remember correctly. So I would like to get that again. I mean, I have it on DVD, I can just watch it, but I'd like to have it on Blu-ray, I guess. Then we have Martyrs. Yeah, well, it's the French movie, the French new wave of what's it called? New French extreme wave. I don't know. A French horror movie from 2008 or whatever, which I saw a few years ago, I guess, and I never really got into it of some reason. I think I would today more, but I need to get. I don't have it on DVD, so I guess it's available on Blu-ray. It should be. I don't know, but I'm guessing it is. Then we have The Descent, which I believe I rented also a few years ago, and really enjoyed it. It was scary as hell. I mean, it takes place in a cave, and there's monsters lurking, and the way it's filmed, you know, in the darkness, and you can hear sounds, but you can't necessarily see, because the characters can't see much because they're in a cave in darkness. but it's I remember liking that a lot. There was a sequel too, which I have seen, but I don't even remember what it was about. No. Well, so the first one is really the only one that I would like to revisit. So, and then we only have one more, a newer one, which I think is supposed to be a bit of a horror movie, but I'm not entirely sure. It's by Sion Sono, I think his name is. I've not seen too much what he's made, but he makes crazy movies. Anyway, this one is called Why Don't You Play in Hell, which I've been very intrigued about for months now, but I've not gotten around to picking it up. But it looks like an insane movie. Much more than that, I do not know. So, but that's it really. That's it for this video. Thank you, Skinslip, for tagging me. Yeah, I'm not gonna tag anyone actually, but I appreciate that you tagged me, that you wanted to hear what I had to say about this. So, those are my picks, or well, those are my movies that I had right here, and those are my movies that I would like to have. So, or the movies that I would like to have. Anyway, you know what I mean. Yeah, that's it really. So, gonna have to get behind the camera to turn it off. Yeah, thank you for watching.